The no-kill rule is one of the most famous rules in superheroes. They can break a couple of bones, sure, but a superhero wouldn't kill. But what about a supervillain that wouldn't kill people? That's rarer. I haven't seen any major comic franchise do a supervillain that wouldn't kill. What would the morals of someone who wanted to be a villain but couldn't kill look like? Well, in this case, let me introduce you to Paradise. Paradise has had a life of agonizing pain ever since he was born. Born in a cloning lab, Paradise's first words were screams of agony. Sure, he was born a man with enhanced strength and intelligence, but he was 20 years old and suddenly alive. The Red King smiled. "Another," the Red King said. "This one's face looks funny." And just like that, Paradise was thrown into the trash heap, full of writhing bodies, naked clones that would be exterminated by the Red King's flames. Ugh! He scrambled out of the bodies full of people with misshapen faces, no arms. He had arms and legs, and yeah, he looked a little funny, but he would fight to be alive. "Get that one," Red King said, pointing at Paradise climbing over the bodies. He didn't see the Red King's soldiers until it was too late. They turned their flamethrowers on the clones and opened fire. The only way Paradise could get out was through. He dove into the pile of bodies and felt his brothers, the same identical copies of him, just with defective parts, getting burned all around him. He curled into a ball and felt the mass killing of the Red King. "Never," Paradise said. "Never!" By dumb luck, Paradise's enhanced skin kicked in. The fire didn't burn him the way that it should have. And yet, the emotional scars, the scars on his mind, they would be with him for his whole life. Paradise screamed in pain. He burst out of the bodies. The flamethrower men turned their guns on him, but Paradise screamed, "You will not kill me," Paradise said. He jumped at one of the flamethrower men and threw them into the pile of bodies. No, wait," the flamethrower man said. They all turned their flames at him, but Paradise jumped at the nearest flamethrower man. "Oh, for the love of God," Red King said. He stood up from his throne and waved his hand. His scepter, a weapon that crackled with red lightning, got into his hand. "I will deal with you myself," Red King said. "You will not get in the way of my perfect vision." Paradise screamed. He ducked under the lightning and grabbed Red King by the throat. Red King started choking. "Strong, too strong." He aimed the lightning at Paradise, but Paradise felt hot, the rage inside him, his hands around the Red King's throat. The Red King, a supervillain that had eluded the superheroes of the world, was about to be killed by one of his own creations. And yet, as Paradise saw the Red King's life leaving his eyes, "No," Paradise said. He let go of the Red King's throat. The Red King smiled. He went for his scepter, but Paradise broke it over his knee. The soldiers, the clones, all looked at Paradise in shock. Paradise looked at Red King. "I'm not like you," he said, and he ran off into the night. It's a cruel, cruel world for an enhanced being that has no idea how to be a person, especially one that looks like an adult. Paradise was yelled at, screamed in languages that he didn't understand. He didn't know how to get food. He was hungry and tired, until finally he slept under a tarp. "I don't want to get rid of it." "You have to," a mother said. A costume was tossed into the dumpster where Paradise was sleeping. It was a beautiful costume, a costume of red and white, like a deck of cards or a jester, Paradise said. Paradise saw all the killing all around him. He saw people slaughtering animals like it was nothing, eating their flesh. It reminded him of the clones in the facility, the Red King's laugh. He was being hunted. He saw Red King soldiers on the streets, and yet it was easy to evade them. What was hard was evading them in a way that didn't kill the soldiers. When he was cornered by two soldiers in an alley, "Hey!" Paradise barely managed to duck under their legs and run out into the street. "Those men are trying to kill me," Paradise said. "So what?" somebody on the street said. Paradise pushed past him as the soldiers opened fire on the street. Paradise turned around. Innocent people ran into buildings. Something inside him activated. The soldiers fired bullets at him, but Paradise kept running, faster and faster. "No killing," Paradise said. He jumped onto the soldiers and started beating them over and over, beating them bloody, until he saw what he did. "Help these men," Paradise said, looking at the terrified people. "What?" a man he had just saved said. "You just saved us. I mean, those guys deserve to die, but—" "No," Paradise said, punching the man. "Save them!" A woman in the crowd looked at Paradise in the eyes with understanding, more understanding than Paradise had seen in his whole life. "I'll get them to the hospital," the woman said. "I will. I promise." Paradise looked at the woman and laughed. What's a hospital? He ran off into the night. He was still so confused, but the Red King's soldiers didn't come after him anymore. Paradise was lost. He was cold on the streets. He learned how to beg for food and was stronger than the other beggars. It was easy for him to not be messed with, and yet he felt so alone. He clutched onto the superhero costume that he had found in the dumpster and looked at the mask. It was red and black, like a deck of cards. Paradise got an idea. "This is a robbery, but no one's gonna die," Paradise said as he walked into the bank. "What?" the security guard said. They trained their guns at him, but Paradise jumped. He broke the gun over his knee. "I said no one's gonna die," Paradise said. The guard ran to call security, but Paradise punched the guard in the back of the head, letting him fall onto the ground. "Nobody move," Paradise said. He stormed up to the door. This wasn't a normal robbery. Paradise had just walked in. The guards fired at him, but the bullets bounced off of his skin. "We need superhumans," one of the guards said. "Fast!" Paradise struggled at the door, pulling as hard as he could at the vault. He couldn't open it. He wasn't strong enough. "Gah!" Paradise said. He beat on the door. "Why am I so stupid?" Paradise said. He looked out and saw a team of guards with crackling guns pointed at him. Those would hurt. Paradise dove under the electricity, and yet it hit him. He was shocked over and over and over, until finally the heroes showed up, a man in a red cape who looked at Paradise. "Is that your costume?" one of the superheroes said. "You just look pathetic." Paradise grabbed the superhero by the foot and smashed him into the tile. "Okay, you're strong. No!" Paradise said. He beat down on the superhero and ran off into the night. The city was full of superheroes now. Paradise hid in the dumpster. They were looking for him. Yeah, he had won one fight. He hadn't killed anybody, and yet he felt alone. So alone. He took off his mask and looked at it, the deck of cards face staring back at it. He wanted to rip the mask apart, and yet, "Why is it so hard?" Paradise said. He pulled the mask over his face and walked out, turning himself in. These were real-deal superheroes that found him, surrounding him, and yet Paradise didn't fight back. He let them put superpowered cuffs on his hands. "I just want to go home," Paradise said. The superhero looked at him with sad sympathy. "You're one of the Red King's clones, aren't you?" the superhero said. Paradise nodded. As he was transferred into the superpowered prison, it was easy for Paradise to make enemies. After all, the Red King had fingers in every prison, and it was pretty soon before Paradise got jumped. "I'm gonna kill you," one of the prisoners said. That broke Paradise out of his stupor. "You're not gonna do any such thing," Paradise said. The prisoners jumped at him. They crackled with electricity. They were powerful, being enhanced by the man that had threatened him. He was an enhancer. Each punch hurt Paradise as he tried to duck under it. He had no fighting skills, no ability to fight back, just raw strength. "No!" Paradise screamed. Paradise got stabbed in the stomach, but then managed to rip the man off of him and throw him into 3 other men. The enhancer looked at him with shock. "The Red King said you weren't supposed to be this strong. He lied," Paradise said. He beat the man down and looked out at all the other prisoners. "Listen up," Paradise said. "Any other prisoners in this prison get killed, they're gonna have to answer to me." All the other prisoners burst out laughing. They laughed at Paradise. He fell to his knees, humiliated. Yes, he had won the fight, and yet something about this prison. Paradise would have to change it. He learned the rhythms of the day, how they only had 1 hour of outside time, and every move was watched by security cameras. There were still killings in the prison. One time Paradise found a body in the cafeteria, and he wept for it like it was his own son. "What's the matter?" one of the other prisoners said, watching him cry. "You didn't even know him." "Killing is wrong," Paradise said, looking up at the prisoner. The prisoner met his eyes with something like sympathy, the way that he looked at him, like he was remembering his life before all this. And yet, any time weakness was shown, it was retaliated in the superpowered prison. His cell door opened at the odd time. "What?" Paradise said. He was dragged out into the hallway. A giant rock creature beat down on him, hurting him, breaking his organs inside. Paradise cried. "No killing," the rock creature said. "That's rich. Paradise caught the rock creature's hand and looked at the rock creature in the eyes. His bones were broken, and yet his eyes had a red spark in them. "No killing," Paradise said. "Yes, no killing." He crushed the rock creature's hand. The rock creature looked at the hand and screamed, "I'm unbreakable! I'm unbreakable!" "You're not unbreakable," Paradise said. He punched the rock creature in the face. After hearing about what he did to Rock Slide, people started to follow Paradise, sit with him in prison, and yet the Red King's influence was still on some of the prisoners. "We have to get him," one of them said, "right when he doesn't expect it. We gotta get rid of this Paradise business before it goes too far. And yet, Paradise's enhanced hearing heard it all. He knew they would come at him with everything they had. It happened to him when he was in the shower. So original. Paradise tried to wash himself off and stopped breathing. One of the other prisoners could manipulate the air, take all the oxygen molecules out. Paradise was choking. An ethereal, wispy figure formed out of the steam of the shower. "You've still got to breathe, right?" Smoker said. Paradise had heard of Smoker. He mostly kept to himself, unless someone paid for a contract hit. He was the superpowered prison's assassin. He was choking at the feet of Smoker. He crawled across the tiles. He would beat Smoker. He swung with his arm, but Smoker was made out of steam. "You're not very smart, are you?" Smoker said, looking at Paradise in the eyes. Paradise felt his life slipping away. He had only been alive a few months, and now was it time to say goodbye? He looked at Smoker in the eyes, trying to find the humanity in them, trying to meet them and say that his mission of not killing, of a better way for all people, would be better and different. But Smoker's eyes returned only apathy. Paradise was dying. He was falling asleep. He was... The men who made eye contact with him at the cafeteria said. Smoker turned around and was suddenly zapped into unconsciousness, his ethereal form turning into a physical form, falling onto the shower floor. The prisoner helped Paradise up. He was a hardened criminal. Everyone knew his name. Thunderstorm. "Why did you help me?" Paradise said, looking down at Smoker. "Red King, he just wants to kill me." "I've been in here a long time, kid," Thunderstorm said, looking at Paradise in the eyes. "I thought I knew everything, and then I met you." Paradise looked at Thunderstorm, a man who had killed people, a man who had made mistakes, and Paradise smiled, a genuine smile, a smile of relief, because someone finally understood him, the supervillain who didn't kill.